Aeneid, Book 1, chapter, line 71 through 86. So in our last story, we talked about Juno coming to Aeolus, king of the winds, and here he is blocking up the winds in their rocky prison, and wants a little destruction done on her behalf. So, therefore, she's buttered him up, and now she's going to be trying to get what she wants. So the lines are a little shorter, just 16 lines, and these deal with some standard themes that we'll be talking about in the course of the lecture. Your translation, of course, is right here, which is visible on the presentation below. It's a good way to kind of get a start. So let's begin. So Juno has just ended asking for destruction and death upon the sea. Now she then offers the payment. Bis septem nymphae sunt mihi. There are, to me, this is the dative of possession. I have, how many? Bis 7, 2 times 7, 14 nymphs with ablative description, with surpassing body. Probably they don't have one body, they have their own, of whom, who is, providing is, the most beautiful in form, namely, Deopia. I shall join her, understood, or Deopia. I shall make for thy own, joined in stable wedlock, and I shall declare her your own. It's tough grammar, because really, the verb is right here. De propriam, dicabo, I shall state, I will decree. It's, after all, she got a marriage, she can do that. Deopia as your own. So it's a real struff grammar here. In other words, you have the relative adjective here describing the nymphs, right? That's another clause. Which of whom, right? So it's a real tough grammar. So that she would pass or do with you so many years, or all her years with you, on account of, now watch this part, such merits, such deserved things, namely what? Listening to me. No, it's not your job to listen to me, but listen to Jupiter. You're going to release the winds. And I shall make you a parent. Remember, Juno is the goddess of marriage and childbirth, a parent with beautiful offspring, so the babies will be real pretty. Well, how does Aeolus respond to this outright bribe, this bribe that would be suitable in the Republic, but certainly not suitable in at least the stylized version of Augustus's Principate? Aeolus, contrariwise, or in response, says understood these things. Yours, provided is the labor, O queen, to explore, so it's a predicate infinitive, what you would wish. Optes is a subjunctive. So could be an indirect question, probably what you might wish, right? It is lawful. Fas is an important word. Indeclinable means legal, lawful, appropriate, divine will for me to undertake the things having been ordered. Perfect, subperfect participle, passive. For you procure, dost procure, you procure for me this object phrase, whatever it is, right? Whatever this is of a kingdom, genitive possessive. So Aeolus is saying that Juno's pulled the strings somehow. You have also, concilias, have procured the scepters, poetic plural for importance, and Jove for me. Probably the favor would be better. You give to me, understood, to cumbere, to recline, dative, at the tables of the gods, at the banquet feast. So she makes sure that he gets an invite. This is what he's saying. So she's got a lot of responsibility to do, to Juno. She's done a lot of things for him, supposedly. And you make, understood me, a ruler of the clouds and of the winds. So therefore, Juno has offered a real hot chick for him, a wife. Notice, not just for sex. Augustus, big morality thing. Virgil, big morality thing. And you can't have, though you could have destruction, it's like America, you can't have sex. So when he said these things, he struck the hollow. Kawum is an object phrase, but it's an adjective, agreeing with mountain. It's not the cave, but the hollow mountain, into the side, neuter, ablative means phrase, with his cuspide, spear, having been reversed. So he didn't hit it with the spike, with the spike. He hit it with the butt of the spear. And the winds, velut, a simile, just as ablative absolute clause, with a battle line, military imagery here, having been formed, they rush through, by which outlet is given, right? With which outlet having been given, namely through the butt of a spear, and they perflant, overblow the lands, object phrase, ablative means or manner phrase, with a turbine, with a swirling. And they incubuere, notice this is a perfect. They have settled on, or they settled on, right? Notice it's not a present infinitive because it's got the perfect step. And they settled upon, and in compound verbs will like to take the dative. So here it is, upon the sea. So just like birds, they roost. And together, right? So we have together. Now we have a piling up of polysyndeton. Que. Erebus, right? Eurus, the east wind, Notus, west wind, and Africa, south wind. Frequent, right? Creber, packed, constipated, with storms, ablative description. They rush, right? They rush, which isn't necessarily intransitive, but here it's like rushing down, right? Before we saw rushing with the waves, the salt waves being rushed by the prows of the ships. Now we see they tumble down the totem, the whole, not just something, everything. They tumble down because these are destructive winds. They tumble down the whole of everything from the lowest seats. So they swoop down and destroy at the foundation, and they roll away the vastus fluctus, the vast waves, to the shore. So we have here the storm is now seen, this offer for bribery in connubial bliss in exchange for a hit, a murder of only a race to get a nice chick with good-looking children. We now see the winds released, and now we see this destruction that Juno has visualized to now come to fruition through good old-fashioned bribery and marriage politics, just like the Republic. You remember, Augustus is coming out of the middle of a lot of destruction, civil wars, riots, everything else. So we had a lot of the normal way of doing things was overturned through marriage deals and everything else. Now we see this being worked out in the supernatural realm. So it's rather interesting and very exciting. Well, enjoy I look forward to reading your commentary, and until